We're joined now by Pamela Peinado-Stewart. Pamela is an Atlanta-based attorney who handles a variety of immigration issues with a focus on deportation. It's good to have you with us, certainly, because what we first heard from the Trump administration, Pamela, was that this would be a major blitz that would happen on Sunday. Turns out we're getting the indication that it seems to be more of a rolling roundup that may happen over the next several days, weeks, who knows. But here's the thing. Why do you think this was, put out there as this big blitz? And what impact has that had on families who thought this would happen on Sunday?
I think this was definitely a scare tactic by the Trump administration, and it has had a huge impact on the immigrant community. Churches were empty yesterday, supermarkets, malls. Everyone was afraid to step out of their homes because of these raids. It actually started on Friday, and we were getting calls from folks who saw ICE coming. They were pulling up in vans, and they were coming to their communities, and we received a couple of calls, and we did not hear of any arrest yet. So we don't think that it's going to get the success and the numbers that the Trump administration was hoping for.
But what happens now in terms of these people, these families? And remember, I know sometimes children are even afraid to go to school under these circumstances. What happens now in these communities as they wait for really the next, utterance from the president about what will happen here?
Well, they're just in limbo. They're scared. They're in limbo. They're afraid to open the door. They're afraid to step outside. They're afraid to go to school. They're afraid to send their children to school. They're afraid to go to work. I mean, this is a state of fear that these immigrants are living in. And we tell our client, we tell the community to be proactive, speak to an immigration attorney, see if there's something that could be done about your case. A lot of them did not get notice for their hearings, so they could file motions to reopen based on lack of notice.
Let's talk just a bit more about that, because we've heard it from mayors. I know that you have posted this also on social media, for immigrants to know their rights, however, whenever this happens. Explain what you mean there.
Well, everyone has the right to due process, including immigrants. So they should have their cases heard before the courts if they have not had that opportunity. They have the right to not open their door. They have the right to remain silent. They have the right to speak to an immigration attorney. They don't have to sign anything. And if they're encountered by ICE out in public, they have a right to get copies of whatever document ICE is presenting to them. They have rights, and I think this time around, immigrants are well equipped to handle these raids and to be able, and whenever they come in contact with ICE, they know their rights because it's out there. It's finally getting out there.
Yeah, and you know, though, that the argument that the Trump administration makes is they say, look, these people have deportation orders against their names. They have had their due process. They've had their days in court. That's why they're being asked to be deported. I mean, should that make a difference here? And does it actually make a difference to people who might be helping these people, providing them with shelter, a safe haven?
Absolutely. When they say they've had their day in court, this is simply not true. The majority of my clients who have outstanding orders didn't know that they had outstanding orders. They didn't know that they had a hearing. In fact, a lot of times we are able to reopen cases because the court simply did not send notice of the hearing or sent it to the wrong address. Often these documents are in languages that my clients can't understand. And again, sometimes it's just not their fault that they missed their hearing and that they were ordered removed. So, this is something to take into consideration. So far, what we've heard is that it's not criminals and it's not crimes. It's folks with these outstanding orders that may have came in when they were young, when they were kids, and didn't even know that they had these outstanding orders against them. That's who this operation seems to be targeting, not criminals, not felons, but folks who have been here for a while with these orders.
So look, over the next several days, who knows, maybe weeks, it's unclear. But however this plays out, what would you tell people who may be watching right now?
And we expect it to last until Friday. That's the reports that we've been getting. But, we just want everyone to remain calm, We want everyone to be proactive. Again, have a plan of action before you encounter ICE. Put all of your legal documents where it's easily accessible just in case you are detained. Have a plan for your children, have a plan for your family, and speak to an attorney. See if there's any way that you can file a motion to reopen, that you can get a green card, possibly become a U.S. citizen. There are avenues for this to be fixed.
And what about to that argument from people who say that, look, and I mean, we had the Trump administration out today saying it again, or actually it was yesterday on the Sunday shows, saying, look, these people, some of these people are dangerous criminals. That's what they claim. Are you saying that that's just not true, or are you saying that for the majority it's not true?
For this operation, for this raid operation, they're not targeting criminals. And if they were, then we can see it in the reports. And the folks that are calling my office, when we ask them and we pull their criminal record, they don't have any. All they have is outstanding orders. They're seeking family units. That's mothers and children. What about the children? They obviously don't have any crimes either. They're looking for fathers, children's, mothers, and children. And I think this is used solely as a scare tactic.
Pamela Peinado-Stewart, we appreciate your time, and we'll stay in touch with you for sure, because this is an issue that has a lot of people concerned in the United States as it plays out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pamela.